Alright, let's see here. I gotta do my usual checks here just before this thing begins. So just give me 1 second before I begin this thing here, because it should be one hell of a interesting show here today with the M1 tournament's first round starting up here with, of course, our main event tonight being a first round matchup in the playoffs. Main event of the show is going to be Moriichi Marufuji. He's going to be taking on Marlon Starks here in the main event of tonight's show. So it should be a pretty interesting show here tonight. Audio's working on my end, so that's perfect. There's Devin. Devin's going to be in a match later tonight. He's going to be in an 8-man tag match a little later. That would be the match before the playoffs begin. As, excuse me, we'll get things off with the tiebreaker match that we have to do. So this is a 5-man elimination tiebreaker match. Now, in order to make the playoffs out of these people here, the winner of this match gets the 4th place in Block B and will face Price Sanders a little later on tonight. The runner-up in this gets the 5th spot and faces Mr. Amazing. People might be asking, this is a lot of people for a tiebreaker. And yeah, they're right. But the problem is, these 5 men are not only all at 12 points, but when it comes to tiebreaker purposes, they are 2-2 against each other, which is why we have to have this tiebreaker match tonight. I just find it crazy that 5 people could all be in the same amount of points and all be tied with the same record of 2-2 against each other. But sometimes that is just what happens in the world of professional wrestling. You're going to get stuff like that. But we got Marcus, Baron Von Farkas. We have Kanol Statakeshita, Jack Morris, and Dragon Bane. So we'll see here tonight who moves on into the playoffs and who will be eliminated. Kevin had a bad night last night. Yes, he did. He lost his MSW World Championship to Joe Massacre. All the Cobras Pit did. Yeah, technically they didn't do very well last night. We'll see how they do tonight. Of course, they have that big-time 8-man tag match later on, as it'll be the team of Brandon Styles, Devin, and the international tag team champions of Yoshihiro Takayama and Minoru Suzuki. They'll be taking on the Passionate Rattels, Corey Crichton, and the Iron Taylor later on in an 8-man tag match. So it should be very interesting to see how that 8-man tag goes later on tonight. And then, of course, we have our playoffs here tonight and a couple other preview tag team matches and some other stuff. Big shot with the table there by Marcus to Dragon Bane. And when I looked, I had to, by the way, in order to figure out these tiebreakers, I rewatched multiple times, or actually had to rewatch episodes multiple times, write things down to make sure I didn't mess anything up. And I had to do it. I have at least over 4 or 5 whole pages of note-taking of just results of these 5 wrestlers. And it took about almost 40 minutes to put this all together. Not the show, but to put together all of the results and points and all of that for these 5 guys. And I got the same result 3 times, which is how you could tell that it ain't lying. And yeah, it ain't lying. Farkas just face-buster Kanol Statakeshita right on the floor. Yeah, so all of these 5 guys, 6 wins in this tournament, 4 losses. But yet what really makes this crazy is all of these guys have a 2-2 record against each other. Farkas with a big-time body block on Marcus. There's Blaze. Of course, Blaze is not in the card because he's not, of course, here with us. He doesn't have a contract. Marcus with a second chapter on Farkas to eliminate Farkas, but no, a kick out. Oh, Canadian Destroyer! But, well, a Scottish Destroyer since it's Jack Morris, as he's Scottish. Yeah, go away. Yeah, exactly. Blaze, you're not even on the card or contracted with us. So why are you even here? Morris, the cover. Wait a minute here. Jack Morris has his feet on the ropes and a kick out for Marcus. I'm a little surprised it took this long for Jack Morris and Marcus to go after each other. Blaze says I won an MSW, so now you need to give me a contract. Blaze, you're not getting a contract here. You only won one match and you cheated during the match to win. So you don't get a contract here. You actually have to beat someone in a way that isn't terrible. Oh, running knee. Jack Morris with a running knee. Ooh, that was really close. That was really close. We almost had our first elimination. It would have been Jack Morris taking out Dragon Bane. Morris went for a Tiger Driver, but no one's there. Blaze has proved they cheated. You're Michael Blaze. The only way you win matches is by cheating. Morris in the corner, but Farkas is fired up. Blaze says, why did Inoki re-sign Booster? Don't ask me of why people get re-signed, Blaze. I'm not the one who re-signs people. I'm just the commentator. Shut up. Blaze says that 2K cheated. 2K didn't even have a match last night. Spanish Fly off the top. Yeah, 2K didn't even fight last night, Blaze. How about you get with the times, please? Cover kick out by Marcus. Only pinfalls or submissions inside the ring for this matchup to see who moves on to those playoffs. Big drop kick to the knee of Dragon Bane. Marcus to take out Dragon Bane. Is Bane going to be taken out? No, kick out. There's only been one close 2 count this whole match, and that was a running knee by Jack Morris on Dragon Bane earlier in the match. Blaze is going to remake Blaze. Raging fire from Takeshita. Takeshita to get the first elimination on the matchup here. No. Blaze says I win matches unlike you. Blaze, I retired. I'm retired, okay? You can't say anything about that. And Blaze, you only have won one match since the month of May, and that was by cheating. So, again, Blaze hasn't won a match without cheating since May. Cade says, is he booked? No, you're not today. Not today, Cade. Running power slam. Farkas, despite being oh wow, he's really bloodied. And Morris is eliminated by Baron von Farkas, so Jack Morris is eliminated. He is gone from the tournament. So it is now down to these 4 gentlemen. Blaze says I never cheated. Yes, you have. Shut up. Kick out for Marcus and reverse Dragon Rana on the floor by Dragon Bane. Blaze's Booster and 2K are not allowed to join. Well, Blaze, you're also fined another $30,000 for, again, saying the name High Energy. Big clothesline by Farkas. Farkas to get rid of Dragon Bane. Ooh, again really close. Dragon Bane's had 2.9 kickouts today. Marcus the body slam on the chair to Takeshita and an elbow drop by Marcus on control state Takeshita. Marcus to take out Takeshita here. And he does. Marcus with that body slam onto the steel chair and an elbow takes out Takeshita. So we're now down to 3 people, which means only one more person needs to be eliminated before we hit our final 2. Which will be who it is. Oh, and Marcus just roundhouse kicked. Farkas and Dragon Bane. Farkas is down. He's hurt. And a roundhouse by Marcus and then a Spanish fly kick there by Dragon Bane. That was a hell of a combo. And oh, somehow, some way, not enough. Booster says, I don't want anything to do with you, Blaze. Yeah, I agree. And then Devin, okay, that sounds good, Devin. Blaze says, if I not make fun of people. Out Dragon Bane to make it down to him and Farkas. Can he do it here? Marcus, brain buster on the sledgehammer. A brain buster to the sledgehammer. And there goes Dragon Bane. So we'll come down to... Oh, and the ref is out. The referee just got absolutely kicked in the head. Marcus went to hit Farkas with that roundhouse kick. Instead, the referee got blasted by that roundhouse kick. And the referee is stunned. And bang! Down goes Marcus. Farkas can get the win here. If Farkas wins, he faces Bryce Sanders later tonight. Referee slow counting and a kick out at 1. A kick out at 1 off the pounce by Marcus. Devin talked about the referee eating that kick. Yeah, that poor referee got blasted. Oh, big spine buster for Marcus. And I agree with Devin on that one. That poor ref ate that kick. And he's loopy. Yeah, again, he slow counted Farkas. Farkas was the one who did it to him. It was Marcus. Oh, and a guitar right to the head of Farkas in the corner. Brandon talked about that he's loopy. I'm not surprised. That was a backwards roundhouse kick for Marcus. Marcus has experience in martial arts, so I'm not surprised he's able to do that. Farkas taking that sledgehammer right to the ribs of Marcus. Marcus, the current MSW X Division champion, retained the title against Jamie York last night. Farkas looking to put Marcus away here. He's got him up. And that Yokozuna cutter to the sledgehammer. Farkas looking to try to face Bryce Sanders later tonight. And is Marcus going to face Mr. Amazing? No. Baron von Farkas, can he hit the power slam? He's going to go for it. If he hits it, you can say tonight for Marcus. There's the power slam. And that will do it. So Baron von Farkas will finish up as the 4th seed in Block B, and Marcus will finish as the 5th seed. So that means later tonight we got Baron von Farkas versus Bryce Sanders, and then that will also mean we got Mr. Amazing versus Marcus too. Blaze is talking about how someone's tires didn't towed. Shut up, Blaze. And Brandon's saying at least Jamie hasn't been used yet. True. A bid one for Baron von Farkas. He's going to face Bryce Sanders later tonight, and what should be a really good matchup in the 3 versus 4 later. My nose is also really stuffed, so if I sound congested, don't worry about me. All right, 6-man tag match. After this, we're going to have a couple of tag matches, and then we'll go to our playoffs once again. We got CJ here, Cameron Jacobs. He's going to be teaming back up here with the Holy Demon Army of Toshiaki Kawada and Akira Taue. They'll be taking on the Digital Jokers and Sawyer tonight. And the Digital Jokers with Sawyer taking on the Holy Demon Army and CJ tonight. The Digital Dog, though, he's a big boy, biggest guy in this matchup. Taylor saying he doesn't trust Amazing. Who trusts Amazing anyway, Taylor? Are you high or something? Early cover for Brooklyn Joker, but the referee can't make the cover because Sawyer and Taue were in the way. My question is, now since Marcus and Amazing 2 is going to happen, what is people like Sawyer and Corey and Taylor and all of them going to do with that matchup coming up? And by the way, for people that want to know, I'm drinking Arizona iced tea. I got the watermelon flavor today. I had the Arnold Palmer yesterday, and then about a week ago I had the fruit punch. I haven't had an Arizona iced tea in like over a decade, so it's like my first time having them in a long time. Revenge's, where's Rico Sanchez? I don't know there, Revenge. Of course, Rico Sanchez and Revenge face off at SummerSlam in a matchup between the 2 world champions. Speaking of Revenge, he's going to be in a 6-man tag later tonight, as it will be Revenge teaming with not just Booster, but with Adrian Coleman, as they'll be tagging all on and facing off against Pierce Perch, Takeo Mori, and Mazukatsu Funaki. Taylor says, no, I'm not high. He took something that belongs to me, and I'll get it back on MSW. Taylor says, going to watch the match just in case the slime ball does anything. Blaze says, not here you are. And he's not here, you Kill Bill, yeah. Devin's talked about how Arizona iced tea's good, but their price is better, yeah. Blaze says, I'm glad Amazing turned. Blaze, stop kissing Amazing's ass. You don't like him anyway. Shut up. Right now, the Digital Jokers and Sawyer having a good matchup. and it's the Holy Demon Army and CJ. But again, this is the Holy Demon Army we're talking about here, so they can easily come back. And Blaze needs to stop ass-kissing people. That's what he's really good at, too, other than losing. The stomp out of the corner there by Brooklyn Joker. Brooklyn Joker to score the win, trying to pin Toshiaki Kawada, and he does right there. A win for the Digital Jokers and Sawyer tonight. So the group that Amazing is currently leading has just won their first match as a 6-man trio here. Devin's saying about how he's where Devin's head at since he's just lost a bunch of big matches. He lost to Corey Crichton here, which cost him a playoff spot. He lost to Joe Massacre last night on MSW to lose the MSW World title. That was a squash match? I wouldn't really call it a squash match. There's at least some people that fought back in there. Oh, and great, look who I have to deal with next. Get the bleach out, everyone, because it's a House of Torture match. As that matchup's going to be a tag match. Kazuki Fujita teaming with the rookie Jalen Morrison as they're going to be taking on House of Torture's Ren Narita and Sonata. So, get the bleach. And if you have to close your eyes, close your eyes. Alright, look at Sonata here. He going after Fujita, but a good counter by the Beast. As Morrison goes to take out Sonata here. Everyone has bleach except for Paulie. Yeah, Paulie probably already has. Yeah, Paulie's already probably used that bleach or something else. Cover by Fujita on Narita, but a kick out for Ren Narita. It was announced earlier today, but later on in the month of September, it will be Zack Sabre Jr. defending the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against Ren Narita at Destruction in Kobe on December 28th. Should be a very interesting matchup because that card is getting really loaded on over at Destruction in Kobe on December 28th in Japan. And then a few weeks after that, I believe October the 12th, the winner of that's going to be defending the IWGP World Heavyweight title against Kanosuke Takeshita, who is cashing in his G1 title shot at King of Pro Wrestling, the same thing that Zack did last year. Since Zack Sabre Jr. retained the world title last night at Forbidden Door against Nigel McGuinness, which was a good matchup, but it wasn't the best match on the card. There were some really good matches. There were some really good matches last night on Forbidden Door. If you haven't seen Forbidden Door, I definitely recommend it. A really good show last night. I mean, it's not as good as All In, because All In was a damn good show and probably one of the best shows of the whole year. And for American-style pay-per-views, it's the best of the year for America pay-per-views. I don't count, by the way, Triple Mania as an American pay-per-view. I count that more as a Mexico pay-per-view, for people that want to know. Blaze says, hey, old lady, can you please give me a ticket to the show? Blaze, just go away. Sonata here at that springboard dropkick. Even the world title match was a little overbooked at the end of the match. Yeah, but it was a smart finish if you think about it. That's kind of what an MJF would do, though. And it cost him. I mean, he kept antagonizing Mark Briscoe, and it came back to bite him in the ass in the end. Blaze said, no, Blaze will make you $50,000. Blaze, don't have $50,000. If you had $50,000, most of your money would be away to Brett. Uh-oh, Narita's got the sleeper hold, but a rope break has just saved him. Narita had that sleeper hold locked in, but no, the rope break saved him. Oh, God, Narita with a triangle. Ren Narita has a triangle locked in. Can Morrison escape the triangle of Ren Narita? Oh, Jesus Christ. Really? Really? Ren Narita gets Jalen Morrison to submit and tap out to the triangle choke, which means House of Torture comes away with the victory here tonight. Yeah, bleach, everyone. Because I gotta erase that match from my mind after that win for Red Narita and Sonata. Of course, that's leading up into their next pay-per-view with Sonata supposed to be facing Jelon Morrison. So yeah, thanks 2K for that one, for letting those guys win. Yeah, exactly. Next up's another 6-man tag match coming up, and then we have our 8-man after this. It's going to be Takeo Omori, Masakatsu Funaki, and Pierce Perch once again, apparently I can't speak, facing Booster, Adrian Coleman, and Revenge this time. It'll be so weird not seeing Will on TV. Oh well. An old lady said, "Here, though, Sonny, enjoy the show." "Thank you," says Blaze. "Now get lost, you old hag." Oh, come on. Someone throw Blaze out of the arena. He doesn't need to be here. Brainbuster by Omori already. Holy crap. We just started the match and Omori just friggin' brainbustered Revenge. Right now the team of Perch and Funaki and Omori are doing really well. Perch right now is scheduled to defend that hybrid weight championship against Jon Moxley at Super Soul Show, which is going to be happening, I think, late September. Yeah, early September is when I'm trying to plan that show. Super Soul Show, tongue twister. Yeah, tongue twister for you to say. Super Soul Show. Right now the main event of that was looking like Antonio Inoki and a mystery partner teaming to face Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. Looks to be the main event of that show. Blaine says, "Why are you kicking me out? She's just some old lady who smells." Because you're an asshole, Michael Blaze, and you're not allowed to be here anyway. You're fired. You were fired from this company, and you're not allowed back here. Look at Coleman driving those knees into the ribs of Masakatsu Funaki, and Revenge going to town on Takeo Omori. And again, more gut shots to Takeo Omori here. Where Devin talked about that he is surprised how good Revenge is on Vita. Yeah, I mean, he is the world champion for the CTL part of Vita. Rico Sanchez, the current FLH champion for Vita. He's facing Revenge at SummerSlam in a champion versus champion matchup, but both belts are not on the line. Mainly because in that show we have 2 title matches as Mitchell is defending his titles not only against Devin, but against Gordy. Moonsault there by Coleman. Perch hooking the arms and Revenge, thinking Stormbreaker, and a Stormbreaker by Pierce Perch. Perch to pin Revenge here, but easily broken up by Adrian Coleman, the former multi-time hybrid weight champion. No, it's not winner takes all, actually, there, Devin. I would know, but it's not winner takes all. Perch the cover on Coleman and pin Coleman, but a kick out there. Yeah, it is not a winner takes all match at SummerSlam for Rico Sanchez and Revenge. Broken up because of Perch there. Perch trying to again go after Coleman. Whoa, Revenge just got spiked on his head by Masakatsu Funaki. And Perch slamming Coleman. In the ring, it's just Takeo Omori and Booster. I wonder if Blaze is going to think if Booster wins this match for his team. Big body slam for Omori. Revenge might want to watch himself. Just Takeo Omori might to take him out here. Pile driver to Revenge. And Revenge has been busted open by a pile driver. Takeo Omori to pin Revenge, and Revenge is just kicked out of a pile driver. Taylor says, "Do I have the match?" Yes, you do, Taylor. Taylor, you're in the match after this. Did you not hear what I said earlier? You're in an 8-man with Corey Crichton and the Passionate Rattels against the Cobra's Pit. Blaze says, "I have 2 girlfriends." You don't have girlfriends, Blaze. Blaze is going to jump Booster at us. Blaze, you're not allowed to because you're banned again, remember? Takeo Omori, a big powerbomb to Adrian Coleman. Big time powerbomb. Perch blocks the way of Booster. Booster tried to go after Funaki. Cover broken up by Booster. Perch is ate a heart punch A dangerous heart punch by Revenge. And a sledgehammer shot there by Kale Mori. Kale Mori to pin Coleman. Booster's too busy being stupid, and a kick out for Coleman. Dumb Booster almost comes back to bite his team in the ass. Revenge, let's take out Funaki here. Oh, nice counter for Masakatsu Funaki. Booster with a pile driver on Perch. Big spike pile driver by Booster. Booster to pin the hybrid weight champion here. Booster, no, and a last shot for Coleman. Adrian Coleman to pin to Kale Mori, no. Here we go, Perch is in trouble. Good counter though for Perch. Perch might want to watch out here. Adrian Coleman with a Coleman cutter but an axe bomber. Amore with the axe bomber on Booster. Blaze just said stupid Booster. That's why I kicked him out of Hygiene. There's another fine for Blaze. The perfection knee on Pierce Perch and a break up there by Funaki. And I don't mean the announcer, okay? This is not the announcer. High knee lift there for Takeo Mori. Oh, and a kendo stick by Revenge. Net breaker for Perch. Cover on Funaki. And a breakup. Perch trying to take out Revenge. He's going to hook the arms. He lifts him up. Stormbreaker potential here. Got him. The Stormbreaker for Pierce Perch. The question will be, is that enough to win the match for him and his team? No! Revenge kicks out at 2. Oh, baseball bat beats kendo stick, I guess. Perch moonsault. And now Perch again going for another Stormbreaker. Funaki, rolling kick. Stormbreaker again, double covers. We got double pins. Booster kicks out of that one. And Booster saves the match. Look at Booster here being 10 times the better tag partner than Blaze ever was. Blaze, basically with a fighting spirit, broke that pin up. Blaze says, do you remember Adrian Street? I trained him. Blaze, Adrian Street is not your cousin. Big gut wrench suplex for Booster. Gotta give Booster credit here. Booster's been putting on a good match tonight. And this is why Inoki re-signed Booster, because he knows at least Booster will try his hardest. Once again, Blaze is being fined some more for being stupid. Perch, oh, wait a minute, choke! Booster's caught into a chokehold, but a rope break has saved Booster here tonight. Masakatsu Funaki had that wait a minute, cover. Booster's in trouble, ref slow counting again, and a kick out. Revenge ate a friggin' the kendo stick shot, but a breakup for Adrian Coleman. Counter for Coleman. Perch flying over the ropes here. Oh, that sledgehammer shot for Takeo Mori. And that one for Revenge. And Takeo Mori looks to put him away here. Slapped by Funaki. That's an interesting one there. Cover on Coleman here. Nah, but Coleman does not survive. Well, Coleman survives that, but this could be it for Revenge. Axe Bomber! The Axe Bomber and a tombstone for Masakatsu Funaki. Takeo Mori, oh, just landed his knee on a friggin' shard of the kendo stick. Perch, the diving double foot stomp. I think you can put this match to bed. No, somehow again, Revenge kicked out of it. Don't know how he did, but Amori got him. Amori driver and a breakup for Revenge. I don't know how Revenge kicked out of that, but he somehow did. He kicked out of a Axe Bomber and a double foot stomp. And now an R5. Booster net breaker on Perch. Where's the referee? And there's the ref. Perch is down and he's out because he got drilled with a net breaker from Booster. Booster off the ropes. A splash from Booster. Booster's going to try to pin Pierce Perch. And Perch barely kicked out at 2. Booster's trying to go for the win here. Can you imagine if Booster pins the champion? Booster neckbreaker. Booster, the cover. There's no one to break this pin up. Booster's going to pin the champion here. Booster just pinned Purge. Booster has just pinned the hybridweight champion. Eat that, Michael Blaze. Blaze just ate his words, talking about how bad Booster is, and Booster got the win tonight by pinning a champion. Blaze will have to eat his own words for that one. That Booster might get the title shot now for saying that. I say he gets added to the match. Yeah, he might be facing Perch instead of Jon Moxley. Blaze just said no. What do you mean no? He won the match. And now Blaze is trying to go after Booster, but Coleman and Revenge are pulling him back. Perch has just got pinned by Booster. I mean, it's not as embarrassing as losing to Blaze or 2K, but again, that's why Antonio Inoki re-signed Booster, because he knows that Booster can still win matches other than Blaze. Here we go for next match, the 8-man tag, the last one before we have our playoff matches. Iron Taylor, Corey Crichton, and the Passionate Rattels taking on the Cobra's Pit here tonight. This is usual 8-man tag rules here. You win by pinfall, submission, countout, disqualification, or by knockout. As Taylor going to start things off with Yoshihiro Takayama, one half of the International Tag Team Champions, along with Minoru Suzuki. Blaze says, Booster, I'm sorry how I treated you. Can we be partners again? And Booster says no. Yeah, good for Booster. He earned that victory tonight against Pierce Purge. And like I said, he's probably going to get the title shot because of it, by pinning the champion. Splashed Perch on the bat. Perch kicked out at 2. Then Booster drilled with that net breaker for 3. And Cage is going after Revenge now backstage, saying they still going to be called that, by the way. For people that don't know, their next pay-per-view is going to be in Mexico City. That's also where our finals of the M1 tournament will be in. It will be in Mexico City. So we have a couple shows in Mexico for the tour. As Taylor's doing well right now against one half the International Tag Team Champions. Taylor right now sounds like he's going to be part of the M1 Tag League with Stan Hansen. Now, I call it Super Soul Show, but it might not be called that by the time it happens. I like to change pay-per-view names constantly, so it might not be the final name of the show. Cover here by Taylor to pin Takayama, but a kick out. Look at Brandon here. You know, Taylor wants revenge on Brandon after last night, after Brandon low-blowed him. Corey with a big punch on Takayama. I'm surprised the referee didn't do anything about that one. Booster says, being friends with you was hell. Taylor tags in Corey. Here comes Minoru Suzuki, the world champion in this matchup, Corey Crichton. Corey Crichton, the world champion, finished as the top spot over in Block A due to a tiebreaker over Chase Bazana, since he's the world champion. So Corey does not have to wrestle in the M1 anymore until the semifinals. That's why having a bye in the tournament is a great one to have. Of course, both Brandon and Corey finished as the first place guys in their blocks, and now they don't have to wrestle into the semifinals. So that gives them about, gives them 2 whole matches to watch and scout. Countered by Minoru Suzuki. Suzuki clothesline, blocked by the champion, Corey Crichton. Booster says, since when, Blaze? Yeah, Blaze is talking about you're jealous of me. No, he's not. Here comes Manabu Soya, the Great Lakes champion over in MSW. He retained the title last night in a 3-way against both Green Meanie and Stone Cold Smokey. Never thought about how this is going to be hard-hitting. Yeah, it's going to be hard-hitting all right with Manabu Soya. Minoru Suzuki. Like I said, usual 8-man tag rules here. You tag in and out. You win by pinfall, submission, getting your opponent disqualified. by countout, or you can win by knockout. Right now, though, big Dragon Sleeper by Soya, but Soya catches Suzuki with a nice shoulder tackle. Booster says, "Shut up, you bloody wanker." Yeah, I agree with Booster. What would be even funnier what if Booster beats Perch at the pay-per-view and becomes champion? That would be an even bigger punch in the face to Blaze. Big back body drop there by Matabu Soya and Daiki Nabayev. Nabayev was a part of that A block because he replaced Joe Kenny. He finished with 8 points. Or not 8 points, he finished with 10 points in the M1, which is a pretty good sight for Daiki Nabayev. Now the question will be how he will do in the N1 2025 in Pro Wrestling Noah, which will start up pretty soon. It starts near I believe September 9th. And the N1 victory begins. I actually have the dates on my phone, so just give me a second here and I can pull that up. But Brandon in the matchup here is Brandon eats a shoulder block to the back. Yeah, September the 8th is when the N1 tournament will begin. Looks to be a pretty damn good show, too, funny enough. Now, though, tag to Taylor. Here we go, Taylor and Brandon. Taylor's looking to get his revenge here tonight. Big slam for Brandon, so it's Brandon and Taylor in the ring here. Cover and a kick out. Counter for the Iron Taylor right there, but Brandon stops him. Counter by Iron Taylor here. Back elbow, no blocks. Taylor calls the Hurricane Rana for Brandon. The only reason why Brandon Styles finished as first place in Block B was because of a win over Mr. Amazing, thanks to a little bit of help from Marcus. Big body slam there by Taylor and a tag to Corey Crichton. A little surprised that Taylor tagged out so fast. Booster says, "I'll be the champion. And you will eat cow dookie, Blaze." I mean, that'd be cool if Booster becomes the hybrid weight champion. It wouldn't be his first championship here in this company. Booster is also a former KOPW champion and a former tag team champion. Black Cross for Brandon. Brandon to pin the world champ. Nope. See that? Booster, a former multi-time tag team champion with Hernare of United Empire. And he also was a former KOPW champion. But Booster's never won a world title in his career. Big time neck breaker for Devin. Devin now in the matchup, and it's Corey. Senton for Devin. Whew, big yawn. Right now, a little nice stack card going on at Super Soul Show currently in Mexico City. I'm not going to call it Triple Mania or Quadruple Mania, because, I don't need WWE and their stupidity breathing down my neck. Devin with a nice diving code breaker. Devin to pin Corey out. Nice counter, though, by the world champion, but Devin fires right back. Devin, though, caught by Crichton. Crichton with a clothesline to the back, the head. Blaze, let's talk about how to get the jobbers out of his... Blaze, this isn't your friggin' ring. I don't see your name on it, do I? Tag to Yoshihiro Takayama. Oh, an axe handle to the head of Corey Crichton. Crichton right now is not looking too good. Of course, he passed out last night to Lorenzo. Big boot by Takayama was a miss. It was a tag match. It was a submission match between Lorenzo and Wolfchild against Crichton and Sanders. And it was a win for Lorenzo and Wolfchild with a sleeper hold. Cover on Takayama here, but a breakup for Minoru Suzuki. Yeah, it was a sleeper hold that got Corey Crichton to pass out. Right now, Taylor seizing up Yoshihiro Takayama. Could he be thinking that iron drive or that cloverleaf? Instead, Takayama thrown into the referee. Taylor lifting up the big man here, and the iron driver. Taylor, has he just won this match for his teammates? No, Devin saves it. When does that tag lead start? It won't be until October. Most likely October is the time frame for the tag lead. That's when usually the tag league here starts, is October. Manabu Soya. No, Takayama with the forearm. Boost says, when I was kicked out of House of Torture, even though he was the best, I was kicked out of Blaze's group because he was jealous. Blaze is always jealous of everyone. Tag. Oh, and a gut shot there for Brandon Styles on Manabu Soya. And now Brandon just chucking around Manabu Soya. Brandon, there's that Pele. Brandon Styles to win this matchup for his team here. Corey's trying to break this cover up, but no. But Brandon seizing the opportunity, trying to win this for his team here. Styles cutter, Brandon. Has he just won the matchup is the question. Can he pin? Can he pin Manabu Soya? Here's the cover. Taylor a little bit late to the cover, but Manabu Soya kicks out. Booster says, Blaze, if I team with you, we have to change the name. Brandon going after Soya again here. Taylor watching on with big problems. Nabayev and Corey want the tag. Nabayev, here he comes. Nabayev, here we go. German suplex. No, Brandon landed on his feet. Instead goes for Crichton. Devin talked about he might put Cade and Devin in the tag league. He could. The only people that are definitely in the tag league are the ones that are the champions, because our tag lead is for the World Tag Team titles. Booster says now be the leader. I mean, with how Booster's been lately, I mean, Booster could be. I mean, he almost won the Money in the Bank last night on MSW. Clothesline to the floor by Daiki Nabayev. Count of 6. Remember, we have a count of 20 to work with here. So if these guys want to, they can have a little bit of a matchup here on the floor. Nabayev throwing near Taylor, but Taylor blocked it from happening. Styles throwing into the steel steps, and now we're halfway to a countout. Devin says that's one title that I've been eyeing, those tag titles. He hasn't won the World Tag Team titles here. He was International Tag Team Champion, but never... Yeah, he was never World Tag Team Champion here. Styles now count of 15. Brandon count of 15 right here, but he gets back in the ring. A close one there. Count of 15 went all the way up to for Brandon. Oh! Brandon headbutting off the apron right into Minoru Suzuki. And Daiki Nabayev going right for the chest of Devin. Unloading all these shots to the chest of Devin is Daiki Nabayev, and Brandon catches him off guard. That's what happens when you focus on someone that's not the opponent in the matchup. And let Brandon rolling him up here, and a big kick. Blaze says, I missed you, Booster. Blaze, shut up. Stop being a bandwagoner just because someone wins a match. Wait a minute, Nabayev's got our Cobra twist. Brandon trying not to tap. Yeah, he's got this really locked in. Is Brandon going to submit here to Nabayev? No, he does not, but that was a close one. Clothesline here. Brandon could get pinned by Nabayev. Close, but not enough. A very close pin, but Nabayev tags in Yoshihiro Takayama. Takayama hits Joe the DDT. Brandon still hasn't gotten up yet from that. Good save by Devin. Devin just saved Takayama there. Nabayev went to hit a German suplex, but Devin hit him in the back of the head with a punch. So a good save for Devin. Oh, but Nabayev's fired up. Look out. Daiki Nabayev beautiful overhead toss. Devin wants the tag now, and here comes Devin. But Devin's caught by Nabayev. TTD. TTD to Devin by Nabayev, but Nabayev's not going for the pin. Because he's too fired up. He doesn't want to end the match right now. Cover by Nabayev after that, but a breakup for Takayama. Now we got Nabayev and Takayama going at it, but he has to watch himself because Devin's right there. Who says, okay, I'll give you a chance. I don't believe that, though. Claw slam for Devin. I don't believe Booster, though, for saying that. Oh, Devin went for a Hell 5. He got caught. Nabayev, Tiger suplex into a bridging pin. Brandon, though, saves the match. And now, oh no, Brandon's caught into a Cobra twist. Oh, but Brandon escapes. And a headbutt for Daiki Nabayev. Nabayev has been all over the place in this match. Taking out Devin, taking out Takayama and Brandon and Suzuki. Nabayev was a rough miss there for Daiki Nabayev. Tag to the Iron Taylor. And now Taylor and Nabayev working together. Taylor flying right into the Devin's path. I think Corey, what is going on with Corey Crichton right there? Do I have to step in here? I think I might have to step in here to save Crichton. There we go. I was going to say, why was Corey's character just standing there at ringside? Thanks, 2K, for being a nuisance again. This is why this is the last 2K game I'm playing. Taylor is back in the ring with Devin after Devin got thrown back in by Crichton. He was enjoying himself? I don't think he was. I think it's just called 2K being 2K. Taylor throwing Devin off the ropes. Clothesline. Nope. Devin, though, with a knee. Devin fired up now. Devin looks to take out the Iron Taylor. That was a rough one shot. Cutter for Devin. Devin tags in Minoru Suzuki. Remember, Suzuki's beaten Taylor a few times. Sling Blade. Taylor with that Sling Blade on Minoru Suzuki. And now Suzuki's caught by Taylor. Taylor with a delayed suplex. No, but wait, Taylor's down too. Taylor's down too. No, but Taylor's back to his feet. The Iron Taylor to be linking Cloverleaf here. Taylor's gonna lock this in on Cloverleaf. Cloverleaf on Suzuki. Suzuki is tapped. What? The Iron Taylor is beaten, has just made Minoru Suzuki give up. Are you joking? So the Iron Taylor, Corey Crichton and the Passionate Rattels have beaten the Cobra's Pit. The Iron Taylor has just made one half of the International Tag Team Champions pass out. Or I don't know if Suzuki passed or tapped first. But Taylor getting some revenge against the Cobra's Pit here tonight after what happened to him with Brandon and Devin on last show. Good for you, Taylor, says Booster. Hey, I know that Taylor will enjoy himself for winning that one. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our playoffs for the M1 tournament. I'm just getting some things ready here before this match begins, but we're going to kick things off with a 2 versus 5 seed match from the A block, as this one's going to be Alpha Wolf taking on Chase Bazana. Now Chase finished with a great tournament, giving himself about 16 points. The only reason why he's not first place in his block was thanks to a man by the name of Corey Crichton, I don't need to really say anything about Corey Crichton, because it's Corey Crichton we're talking about here. Meanwhile, you have Alpha Wolf here, 12 points for Alpha Wolf. He was the 5th seed for him in the A block. Apparently, I can't speak today. And the reason why he's A block is mainly because of 5th seed, because of a loss against Mariusz Marufuji. So tonight, these two will face off in this matchup. The winner of this will face the winner of our main event tonight between Mariusz Marufuji and Marlon Starks on our next show, which most likely will be on Wednesday. But anyway, here we go. As whoever enters some music on for this one. But here comes Alpha Wolf. One half of those GHC Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Along with his brother, Alpha Wolf, Dragon Bane. Those two have been champions since, if I remember correctly, it's been since May that they've held on to those championships. Him and his brother both with 12 points in this tournament. Dragon Bane did not make the playoffs due to losing that tiebreaker matchup. But Alpha Wolf's looking to prove to everyone in the crowd that the light heavyweights can do their jobs. Booster said, Taylor, I respect you. Can I join you? And Devin has found a local competitor and gave him a L5. And there's the young phenom right now at only 19, Chase Mazzana, having a great tournament and a great start to his career, meeting some well-respected competitors. But now he is looking to win this tournament at only 19 years old, to be the youngest to do it. Only question is, can he defeat Alpha Wolf tonight? He has beaten Alpha Wolf before. But will he be able to do it tonight and move on to the quarterfinals? Styles saying one of the youngest people on the roster. He probably is the youngest man on the roster, maybe. I mean, we have some rookies debuting here pretty soon that will be like 18 and 19 years old, so we'll find that out later. Blaze, you won one match, it goes to your head. Well, Blaze, you beat a guy who's way over his age, and yet you're talking about Booster, who pinned a world champion. Not a world champion, but a former multi-time world champion of multiple companies. Birch is a former Shockwave Wrestling champion and an MSW world champion. Not only that, but he's the current Hyperweight champion, and you're telling Booster that he won one match. Booster can beat Blaze easily. But here we go with Alpha Wolf and Chase. Right now, Alpha Wolf is taking it to the young man. Wolf, the more experienced guy in this match. He's been wrestling since like 2017. Probably even earlier than that, since he's only like, I think, 28 years old. Chase misses that springboard. These two will utilize their high-flying ability to try to take each other out. Nice roll-through by Chase. But we got ourselves a little lock-up here. And 2K also coming into play with that. with Alpha Wolf's pole arm. Cover up here. And no, nice clean break between these two. But a nice counter for Alpha Wolf. Saw as soon as the referee stepped away, he punched Chase. Blaze says, what's with them putting an old man against me? And he beat a fish. So what? He can't beat me. Blaze, Perch has beaten you before. Nice counter for Alpha Wolf here. Alpha Wolf, and good counter for Chase. That snapmare takedown. Chase with a headlock. And let's see here if Chase can make this headlock into something great. Just pulling right back on the headlock. Wolf trying not to tap out here. I know that I don't think anyone's going to tap out to a headlock. Good counter for Alpha Wolf, countering into a hammerlock. These two using some great technique and grappling skills. Wouldn't really call this MMA, but at least something. It's good for Chase, too, because using this, Chase can use this to elevate his own ability here. Chase, the fireman's carry, takedown into a hammerlock. Got Alpha Wolf on one knee, and good counter for Alpha Wolf. Blaze, you put Booster against the old man, and he wins. And Perch, and it beat Perch. I'll beat all three of them. Blaze, shut up. Blaze says Perch belongs in the ocean and not a ring. But no, he's not. He is wrong on that one. Big springboard crossbody for Alpha Wolf, but Chase is back to his feet here. A young speedy Chase throwing Alpha Wolf over the top. Good thing this isn't 80s WCW, or else that's the DQ. Now top rope, Chase Bazana with a diving Hurricane Rana to the floor. Now Alpha Wolf right back to his feet, but Chase using his tactics here. Big uppercut for the young Chase, a former boxer at the age of 17. He did some boxing when he was in high school. And was trained a little bit of boxing too by some of the trainers here in the MULW dojo. Or training program, whatever you want to call it. Chase putting Alpha Wolf here on the barricade and sliding knee strike to the head of Alpha Wolf. Now the young man's in control. Blaze again complaining about his win last night. Don't know why he needs to complain about his win, saying that he won last night. And his first win sent in like basically 3 months. Blaze is again having a stroke right now. Don't know what the hell he's saying, but I don't want to acknowledge him anyway. 12 count here to both men. Chase has him down. Chase be going for the pin. Chase to move on to the quarterfinals. Chase go to the quarters. No, and a kick out for Alpha Wolf. But Chase can feel he's got blood in the water. He's close. Can we think of Dragon Sleeper? No. Oh, back suplex into a kick to the back. Chase will go to the corner, set up for that kick out of the corner. Here we go. Chase to move on to the quarterfinals here. That tornado enziguri. Beautiful shot for Chase. Chase into the cover. Can he beat Alpha Wolf with the tornado enziguri? And he does. So Chase is going to move on to the quarterfinals to face off. And it's the winner for main event tonight on Wednesday. So the young 19-year-old Phenomenon's tournament continues into the quarterfinals. The question is, can anyone stop this young man? Blaze says, Chase, screw you, punk. And Chase gives him the finger right back to him. Next up's going to be a hellacious fight here. Apparently Inoki says that no one's allowed at ringside for this. He wants this to be a more cleaner fight. He doesn't want this thing to spill out. Which I don't blame Inoki. I think you want to have this as clean as you want. But it's Mr. Amazing taking on Marcus here. This will get dirty. This will get a very brawl type of matchup. The question will be, can Marcus defeat Mr. Amazing tonight? Or is Mr. Amazing going to once again defeat Marcus and move on to our quarterfinals? The question will be, who's moving on? Plus, though, to me, this is not just any type of matchup. This is between two former friends here. And there's Marcus, the openweight champion here, scheduled to make a defense of that title at our next pay-per-view. Question will be, who is that challenger to be, but we'll find out after this or whenever when. But to Marcus, this is a deeply personal matchup here between him and Mr. Amazing. Due to the whole feud that's been going on over in Shockwave. between Marcus and Mr. Amazing due to Amazing turning his back on the people of wrestling with joining Sawyer and Brooklyn Joker, Digital Dog, and then adding David Finley in Team 2000X. And now we have Mr. Amazing. And there's Mr. Amazing. Of course, part of that group with himself, Sawyer, Brooklyn Joker, Digital Dot, David Finley, and Team 2000X. The question will be, can Mr. Amazing pull off another victory against Marcus? Or will Mr. Amazing fall to Marcus, since this is Marcus's third matchup against Mr. Amazing in the last few months? Amazing's won 2 of them. So for Marcus, will it be the third time a charm, or will it be 3 times a nightmare for Marcus? Marcus only had 12 points this tournament and had to win a tiebreaker just to get into this matchup. But Mr. Amazing basically fought through this whole tournament with ease. 16 points on the board. The only reason why he's not first is thanks to Brandon Styles and Marcus. And here we go, Amazing versus Marcus once again. Amazing starting things off strong. He's got to if he wants to win against Marcus. Marcus is definitely will be trying to get that win back. Of course, Amazing won the Money in the Bank briefcase from Marcus in the ladder match. And then would go on to use that case to cash in and win the SWW title, which he lost in a Hell in a Cell to Joe Massacre. Then Amazing would beat Marcus here in the M1. We'll see if Marcus can get his win back, or is Amazing going to go 3-0. Taylor calling Amazing a spineless jellyfish. Amazing diving shoulder block to the shoulder of Marcus. Right now Amazing on complete fire here against Marcus. Marcus, though, here he goes, fighting back with a knee right to the head. Marcus, of course, is learning some new moves over the last few months, so this will be a different Marcus than we have seen when he fought Amazing back at Dark Asylum. Although Marcus taking it to Amazing's arm. Smart move for Marcus to know how's Amazing supposed to hit anyone with that Amazing bomb if he's got a bad arm. Amazing stumbling back up here on the floor, but a good counter for Amazing. The fans going definitely on Marcus' side here tonight. They want to see Marcus move on. And down goes Marcus right onto the ring apron. Marcus thrown right near that fake announcing table, which is not the one that I use. Marcus' head now being slammed right onto the floor by Mr. Amazing. Amazing's had complete control of this matchup. Will Marcus make his comeback? That is the question. Marcus is punched into the barricade. Marcus rolls out of the way. Smart move by the young man. But once again, 2K AI strikes again, and a counter for Mr. Amazing. Oh, spear to the floor. A spear to the floor. Amazing all over him here on the outside. Count of 9. Diving clothesline. Mr. Amazing's hit another level here so far tonight. Well, Marcus, though, is fighting back. And it's Amazing. He's got to if he wants to win. And Marcus throwing Amazing near here on the floor. He's got to take advantage of Amazing's mistakes if he wants to put away Amazing here tonight. Like I said, this has been all Amazing, other than a counter by Marcus. Oh, kick to the back of Amazing by Marcus. Marcus fighting back. He's got to. Throws Amazing back into the ring. What will Marcus do here? Whoa, catches Amazing with a punt kick. Here comes Marcus fighting right back. Amazing trying to roll away, but Marcus beautifully got him into a big move there, but a counter. Good one. Oh, roundhouse! As Marcus defeat Mr. Amazing right here. Amazing could be out cold. No. 2 count, but Marcus almost had him. Amazing sees him through. Marcus is down. Amazing's trying to put the match to bed. He's got the fingers down. The thumbs are down. The kick for Amazing. Marcus is in La La Land here. Amazing picks him up, and an Amazing bomb has nailed him to beat Marcus tonight. No, Marcus kicked out at 2. Marcus is still alive right now. Amazing stopped himself before he could throw into Marcus. And again, Amazing looking to put him away. A second one. 2 of them coming up. A second one's incoming. He's got him up. 2 of them. 2 Amazing bombs. 2 of them. But it's 2 kickouts. 2 Amazing bombs, but not enough to win it for tonight is Amazing. Oh, wait a minute here. Amazing's top rope. Another diving shoulder block. Marcus, though, back to his feet. Marcus does not say die yet. Sidebreaker. Marcus fighting back. He's kicked out of 2 Amazing bombs. Marcus is fighting spirit, still alive. A springboard kick to the chest. Marcus to win. No. Taylor, of course, watching this matchup with ease. He wants Marcus to win here tonight. He wants a Marcus win against Mr. Amazing. Oh, he went for that shot out of the corner, but Amazing blocked him. He went for that shot out of the corner, but Amazing caught him. Amazing trying to go for a spear. Can he hit a spear? A spear! Okay, that was my fault there. I did not mean to pause that. I dropped my controller. I'm okay, though. I accidentally dropped my controller. Marcus fought out of it, of that submission, but Marcus just hit Amazing with a roundhouse kick. And he got him! Marcus fought out of that submission by Amazing. And then Marcus countered and hit him with the roundhouse. So Marcus beats Amazing tonight. Marcus escaping that submission of Amazing. And then countering him there and hit him with that roundhouse. Despite me accidentally dropping my controller, Marcus still gets the win. He gets revenge tonight. Taylor said yes. Yeah, I agree with him there on that one. Even though I accidentally screwed up a little bit and dropped my controller, it happens. That's why I paused it, because I dropped my controller. But now Marcus will move on. So now, the winner of this will face either Baron will face Marcus in the quarters. So who will it be? Could it be Baron or will it be Price Sanders? Well, there's Baron. He'll be going. He's going to have a hell of a match. So we'll see, can he beat Price Sanders? Baron von Farkas won a tiebreaker against in a tiebreaker match against 5 other men to get this opportunity here tonight. Question will be, can Farkas move on to face Marcus in our quarterfinals? Or is the Terror himself going to move on? Boost says, I want my title match. No, you're not having your title match now. And here comes Price Sanders. The Terror himself, 3rd place in Block B, 14 points for Price Sanders this year in this tournament. This is Price Sanders' first time ever making it to the playoffs in this tournament. He had a great year in this tournament with 14 points, almost tying Corey Crichton and people like that with 16. But you can't deny Price with a good tournament. Now he looks to try to win this tournament and get a shot at any championship that he wants here. The question will be, can he beat Baron von Farkas and do it here tonight in the first round? Boost says, yes, I want it now. No, you're not having your title match tonight, idiot. You have to wait. You have to wait, Booster, you dumbass. Oh, I'll let you guys watch a little bit of this matchup because I did some water. I don't think I've seen Taylor as happy as I have tonight when Marcus beat Amazing. Cover and kick out. My God, Taylor was jumping for joy. He was absolutely losing his damn mind when Marcus won against Mr. Amazing. Here we go here. Price Sanders rolling out to the floor. Whew, excuse me. Price, though, good counter on Farkas. Can you imagine if this tournament comes down to Corey Crichton versus Price Sanders? That'd be hilarious. Can you imagine Price versus Corey as our final? Price, though, firing off these chops here on the outside of the ring. Was Price thinking sharpshooter on the floor? Interesting decision here by Price Sanders. Can't win the match here on the floor there, Price. I don't know why Price thought he could win this on the floor. 7 count here between these two men. Boost is, hey, do you wonderful fans want to see me or these monks? The fans want to see these people, Booster. Calm down. Oh, what a nice drop kick by Price. course, got water in. Thrown back into the ring is Barron. Not looking too good for Farkas, as Price to be minutes away from winning this, but Price went for a crossface. He's blocked. And a vice grip here by the former 3-time world champion Baron von Farkas. Can you imagine Farkas, he loses that title to Crichton. The next he wins this tournament. Farkas, he is a finalist. He did make the finals in 2023. Going all the way to the finals and losing to Lorenzo. The undefeated Lorenzo, the only man to ever win the tournament undefeated. Price is back to his feet, but Farkas is starting to get going here. This is what you want if you're Farkas. Oh, but Farkas is caught. And that crossface is in. Now, and Farkas, though, escaping, using his power. Off the ropes, big boot. No one home for Barron. But Farkas is fighting back here. Price has just ate a shot with his back. Good counter for Price Sanders, though. Sanders, the big-time Bulldog. Oh, but Price, he's dangerous. No, he wants this tournament win. He wants to win this thing. Price, a big back suplex. Sanders, firing off his punches. He could be a crossface or a tombstone or something like that away from moving on to face Marcus in the quarterfinals. Oh, Price is going for that sharpshooter. He lost this in. It's a Price Sanders win, and he's moving on. Price is locked in the sharpshooter. Farkas is tapped. And Price Sanders is going to face Marcus in the quarterfinals. That would be one hell of a quarterfinal matchup. Price Sanders versus Marcus in the quarterfinals, aka the semifinals of Block B, but holy crap, it's going to be Marcus versus Price Sanders. That is going to be one great matchup in the quarterfinals. Here we are. We have reached I thought I heard something. I guess I didn't. But we have reached our main event. And so it will be Marlon Starks versus Mariucci Marufuji. And before this thing starts up, I'll be right back in 1 second. Alright, here we are. Main event time. Marlon versus Marufuji. And there's Marlon Starks, one half of the MSW Television Tag Team Champions. They won that last night on MSW in a four-way. They destroyed, and I mean destroyed, Alex Brimstone and Trevor Johnson. You get into that four-way tag match, and they won that four-way tag match to become the MSW TV Tag Team Champions. Of course, with their new manager, Malcolm Paingilly, which is an interesting one for the Stark brothers, but who knows what will that turn into. We'll see, though, if Marlon can move on to the quarterfinals to face Chase Bazana. It would be an interesting matchup if we get that, though. Marlon has to win here tonight if he wants to do it, and he has to beat the guy that he lost to. Booster just a cheapskate win, really? And there's Mariucci Marufuji. Mariucci Marufuji had an absolute great matchup against Marlon Starks. That match was voted by not only the fans of MEOW, but also the staff of MEOW as the best match of the regular group stage of the tournament. That was voted best match of the tournament. And so now these two will face off again. And they potentially could have another grade A type matchup, as that was what their first match was. It was an absolute burner classic between those two men. The question is, will this one be as classic as that one? And here we go. It's Marlon versus Marufuji. Booster tried to put T on me, but he failed, as we don't have T right now. You're not an England, Booster. And besides, Booster, you're not Blaze. So right now, these two are our main event lockup here. Oh, but Marlon, cheap shot. It starts off early with a body splash against the pinnacle of the against Mariucci Marufuji, the genius of the arc. Brand says he's back. He was just pressure watching. Yep. Price Sanders beat Baron von Farkas, and Marcus defeated Mr. Amazing. Despite me dropping my controller like an idiot when Marcus countered that submission attempt by Mr. Amazing, which helped Marcus get the win. Right now, though, Marufuji taking control. It's Marlon Starks. Going right for his arm. I gotta say, a little off topic here for wrestling, but right now, I'm really looking forward to this last week of August and the first 2 weeks of September, because we got some great video games coming out in those 3 weeks. The end of this week here, actually, we're going to start with tomorrow, because tomorrow is the day that Helldivers 2 comes out for Xbox. It means that's another big community being added to the Helldivers 2 community, which is insanely good for not only Xbox community, but for gaming as a whole. I mean, I have the game already, but I'm just going to wait until tomorrow to play it, to join the other Xbox people and stuff like that. Then, next week, you have the sequel to Hollow Knight, Hollow Knight Silk Song, coming out next week on September the 4th on a Thursday. This should be another really good game to watch out for. Silk Song, of course, the sequel to the game that came out 8 years ago. And then the week after that, on the 12th, is one of my most highly anticipated games of the year, and Borderlands 4, which I cannot wait to play that game. I've been following that game since it was announced last year. And so far, from everything they've shown off from the Vault Hunters, the gameplay, and the story, I'm very enthralled for Borderlands 4 this year. I'm very looking forward to it. Probably the best game of that series since number 2. And then almost 2 weeks after that is Silent Hill F. And then a week after that is Ghost of Yotei. So we got a really good couple months of gaming coming in for video games. Off the ropes, big kick from Mariucci Marufuji. Mariucci Marufuji, the big kick, cover kick out for Marlon Starks. No Alex or Malcolm Payne dealing in the corner here for Marlon tonight. He told them to stay in the back. I think this could be it. Marufuji might be setting it up. Marufuji! Marufuji connects the knee. Mariucci Marufuji can very well win this match right here and move on to the quarterfinals. No. A counter for Marlon off that knee and a body slam for Marlon Starks. I might even play some of these newer games on the channel. I might even do Borderlands 4 on this channel too. Oh, go counter for Marlon Starks. Starks firing off here. That tornado kick. Marlon, he hit it last night. Here's the cover. Marlon starts to move on. No. And a counter for Marufuji. Good kick out for Mariucci Marufuji. He used that move last night to help him and his brother win the MSW Tag Team TV Tag titles. Most underrated game? I think Borderlands 3 is an underrated game. Another one would probably be, there's one for the Commodore 64 that I think is underrated. I never played it, but I've seen videos and all of that, and it looks really good. I think it's called Odyssey Jones. It's like mini games, it's like a whole bunch of mini arcade games in one game. And of course, Simpsons Hit and Run is always going to be on that list, too. And there's other games I can think of as well. Now though, Marlon in complete control of that leg. Oh, right at the figure 4 on the knees and legs of Marufuji. Will this be enough for Marlon Starks to score the win here tonight? No. That kick out. Oh, no, Hollywood and Vine. Hollywood and Vine, Marufuji has tapped. Mariucci Marufuji has tapped out to the Hollywood and Vine and Marlon Starks. Marlon Starks will face Chase Bazana in our quarterfinals on Wednesday. And Marcus will face Price Sanders. And what matches those are going to be in the quarterfinals of the M1 tournament. And Malcolm Payne and Alex Starks have walked out to the ring to congratulate Marlon moving on to face Chase Bazana. It should be a great matchup between those two men on Wednesday. But anyway, from myself, Xavier Martinez, that is all for tonight here in the first round of the M1 tournament. We will see you on Wednesday for the quarterfinals of the M1 tournament. Have a good rest of your day, and we will see you next time.